So get ready. Strap in your headphones for the most controversial show on the internet, Morally Bankrupt, with your host, D. Marie.
Morally Bankrupt, D. Marie. We're back at it again. Shout out to the 151 people that tune in every video. Well, maybe not every video, but you get the point, right? They check this out regularly. I appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It's your boy D. Marie. Who am I? I've been a caseworker, care coordinator, dealing with people with all type of things, and also stand-up comedian. But before that, let's get back to the action. This show is Morally Bankrupt. If you never tune in, we talk about things that are morally bankrupt. There's no dollars in your moral bank. And today, we're talking other than about Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, we all know Joe Rogan, the podcaster slash comedian, right? The guy with the controversy with the word thing and the word controversy. And we're going to talk about what he stated on about saying that if people are looking for advice for the O-id in, you know what that is, the shot, then you shouldn't, right? Because he's not someone to give advice. Now, here's the funny thing. This guy gets how much millions? He gets multi-millions of dollars of his podcast. He brings people with all type of knowledge on there, right? People listen and tune in. Now, we know, and I've tuned into his podcast through YouTube. It's pretty good. And Joe Rogan, I was through, is a interesting guy, Fear Factor, and he's always been considered to be similar to dark comedians and edgy comedians that'll take it there about things in life and the world. All right, so definitely my type of comedy. I like all comedy, but I like my own comedy the most. But what I was going to speak on is that, he stated that he shouldn't be taken for any advice. But here's the thing. You got, man, I don't know how many followers he has on this thing, but he has, let's say, hundreds of thousands of people tuning in, worship him, follow him faithfully. But he's telling them now, don't take my advice. Now, I understand he just interviews people who have the advice, who have the knowledge, pretty smart people. A lot of people he had on there, Elon Musk, down to Mike Tyson. And I guess he's saying, tune in, listen to what they're saying, but don't listen to me. So he's just interviewing them, I guess using motivation interviewing to get stuff out of them. And he's saying, don't take advice from me. But we all know that Joe Rogan, if anybody knows about Joe Rogan and his type of comedy, the guy's comedy revolves around like a cerebral type of thing. His comedy revolves around using your brain and picking things about society and the norms and all this stuff. That's how he kind of, did his thing in comedy. And then obviously his claim to fame is Fear Factor, where most people know him from. Or maybe that young kids, because Fear Factor's not on TV no more. But how the hell you gonna be telling people don't take your advice? Damn well they're tuning in the show. They may not be tuning in for your guest, but most of the time they also trust you because usually, let me I have a degree in psychology, okay? Most time people will equate both. They'll take one thing and add it to the next. You take a box of Fruit Loops and you put it next to money. If somebody stares at that image most enough, anytime they see money, what else they're gonna see, ladies and gentlemen? Fruit Loops, whatever was next to it. That's just Pavlov's law, right? If you know about the dog and the bell. So when people tune into your site, you have smart people in there. They're just going to automatically assume that what you're saying is gospel too, Joe. All right, Joe? So, Joe, people are tuning in to listen to you. They think you're a pretty smart guy. I think you're pretty smart because you have to be smart to twist around jokes and be able to take dark elements and try to get some kind of humor out of it. Even if it's only scoped out, like many modern comedians today, it's only fixed for certain people. It's specific. It's a niche, all right? It's very nichey, because you can't go in a black comedy room and then start saying that type of stuff unless you twist it in a way that black people would laugh, all right? Similar to some comedians who can take jokes about white people with lotion and black people having no gun licenses, right? I'm not going to say the comedian who came up with that joke, but that was a great joke where he twisted it up. Right? Now, Joe, My whole point is that you're a podcaster, you have a lot of followers, they think you're smart, man. I bet there's some people out here who thought Howard Stern was smart, right? There's some people out here who think Al Sharpton is smart, right? Don't tell it to my pops, he thinks Al Sharpton's a swindler. To me, Al Sharpton's just like a pimp without hoes. He's a pimp without any women. He's just pimping the public. Doesn't matter what sex, genre, he don't care. If a roach says they got attacked by some Harvard students, fraternity, he's coming out, man. Where's them roaches at? You said you did something to them roaches? Who said spread them roaches' legs? We got to get DNA tests for the roach. I think these Harvard... You get the point, man. He's coming for you. Even though he's kind of slowed down. Did I say slow down or slim down? I guess he's done both. He's slowed down on, I guess he's passed the torch to the other guy in Brooklyn who likes preaching and yappity yappity yap, don't talk back. I don't know his name, he's not really important. But at the end of the day, Joe Rogan, you are a big name. People are listening to hear your jokes. Whether they're listening to hear the fen word, the pen word, or the men word, they're tuning in, all right? And when you got your guest on there, it's pretty funny people. I think they're funny, right? And you have your smart guest, and they drink a lot of knowledge about the universe, metaverse, all type of stuff, right? Elon Musk is dropping jewels on there. Mike Tyson breaking down his life. And it's great, but they also trust you, Joe. They think you smart too, Joe. We think you smart. We think you're smart enough. We know, see me, I know comedy, so I know people like to take things and see if they can make people laugh out of it. That's all we're looking for. But unfortunately, the public takes it. They don't understand those things. They try to digest it and just say, yo, this guy's a racist. Maybe he could possibly be a racist, or he could just be a comedian who really, really tries to push the level, try to get a joke and will take that risk of falling off the edge. Me, I'm one of those people, but I don't really touch subjects of that nature. When you're like a beginner comedian, it seems like race is all the stuff that you talk about all day long. Everything is about race. But as you expand, you start talking about different things. You know, I like to talk about different things, you know, like straws in a soda, right? You could take a straw and make a joke out of it. What do you hate about straws, right? What I hate about stores is that in New York City, when you buy something to drink, people who sell stuff in stores like to hold straws back. I don't understand that. Why are you trying to keep all the straws? Do you think I want to put my lips on a dirty can? I don't know what person that can kissed. I don't know if the person in the factory was tongue kissing the can. I don't know if somebody was rubbing the can in their butt. I don't want to taste it. Give me my straw. It's plastic. It's germ free with paper on it. But no, y'all want to hold back the straws. I can't stand that. You know what I mean? It's like somebody hates kids who slurp and make that sound with the straws. So they just say, you know what? I'm going to stop everyone from getting a straw because I hate that sound. No one's getting one now. Nobody. And then now we're all stuck with no straws. So if you work in a bodega or straw, I don't give a damn about the recession. Put the straw in my bag. See? That may not have been that funny, but you get the point. When they give you a delivery, especially Uber Eats or Grubhub, no straw, I'll be ready to tell the driver, go back and get my straw, fam. You want a tip? Here's a tip. Don't come to my house ever again without a goddamn straw. This is the last straw. You better bring my straw. Yeah. So, Joe, they trust your intelligence, man. Right? I guess when you're in the beginning and you have a small group of individuals who find you funny and are tuning in, it's not a big deal. But when you got a big platform like that and you got Spotify, big corporate America, they have big meetings every day, and they probably sat down and was like, all right, what are we going to do about Joe Rogan? He makes so much money for us. We don't want to get rid of him. We want to keep him. Maybe we'll just hope it goes away. You know, them people throw that word around anyway. They call each other that word. That word, they call each other that. Every day we hear it. Blip, 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 blip. Blip, 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 blip. They yell that word all goddamn day and they don't hold it back. Martin Luther King's turning in his grave. Yeah, so, what are you going to do, Joe? All right? life goes on. People who are tuning in probably don't really care anyway, right? I really doubt the people who really was actually tuning into your show in the first place. But I'm all for comedy, but I'm not for racism. Definitely for comedy. I like people pushing edge, but when you push it, you better make sure that joke is polished up. I don't care if it's a podcast. I don't care if you're begging on the subway for quarters. You better get that joke polished up before you release it to the public. That's all I'm saying, Joe. All right? So shout out to Joe. Shout out to the people who hate him, and a shout out to the people who love him. Does it really make a difference? He's still going to get that guala, that cash, right? I don't know why I'm in New York and Ethiopian flies is flying by my face. Somebody donate some money. Please send it to me now. All right. All right, so let's summarize this. Joe Rogan said that, if you're looking for advice from him, he's probably the wrong guy. I say, Joe, they trust your brain, Joe. Keep doing what you're doing, Joe. Just be easy. They're always going to drink big something up. I don't know if I get as big as you. What will they find about me? Don't know. They're going to say, hey, D, we know you. We got footage of you stealing somebody's school snacks. He should be banned. You stole that kid's school snacks back in 6th grade. We know you did it, D. We're going to come for your behind. The Yankees now say D. Marie can no longer wear Yankee hats because he took a kid's snacks in 6th grade. Now he's toast. That's that crazy stuff. This has been fun. If you like what the stuff that I'm talking about and you want to hear more, tune in. Tune in, guys. All right. Thank you for listening. My name is D. Till next time.